Hello everyone, today I should be standing here talking to you all about Luton getting their first 3 points of the Premier League season, the first win of the Premier League season. But instead, I'm only talking about us getting a point. We're off the mark, we're not on zero anymore, we haven't lost a game. Obviously, not losing a game of football is great news. But with how the game planned out, and with the amount of opportunities we created, we should be walking away with 3 points. And that's really gutting to see. Now, I can't fault, the players' performances, but we need to be getting 3 points. The Premier League is just ruthless, and I think it's hitting us hard because that one mistake by Lockyer, and I do think it is Lockyer's mistake for the goal, was the defining moment that I think stopped us from getting 3 points. But anyway, let's talk about the starting 11 that started. Now, it did look like we had changed the formation. We played Ogbeni and Brown as our wingers, and Ogbeni was absolutely fantastic. He's someone who I think now deserves an opportunity to be playing in the next couple of games. He's made a massive impact when he's come off the bench, and I think in this game against Wolves, he caused them so many problems. A stat came out recently that he is the second fastest player in the Premier League that's been recorded so far this season, just behind Kyle Walker, who's obviously a very fast fullback for Manchester City and centre-back. So, great stat to have, and yeah, he's just an absolute beast, and he causes teams so many problems, and he runs at defenders. It's something which I haven't seen in a while, because with our style of playing, with our system, we don't really play with wingers. The last time I saw a player do what he was able to do was Loire, who couldn't do it for 90 minutes. But Ogbeni definitely looks like a player that could actually potentially do it for 90 minutes. He's performing really well for his country, Ireland, doing extremely well there, and I think he's having a really good impact. And I did mention when we signed him that he could surprise a few people, and I think that's exactly what he's doing. I think he is surprising a few people, and I can't wait to see more of him in a Luton shirt. But this system which we were playing against Wolves, it was a 3-4-3 formation, as I already mentioned, with Ogbeni and obviously with Brown playing as the wingers. Morris was a lot more central in this game, so he was able to be more of a striker and have opportunities in front of goal. And then you've got the midfield with Lekamba and Lokonga in the centre. Lokonga, out of all the players that probably played yesterday, was the worst one. But, it's still early days. He's still getting used to the boys. So, couple of weeks in, hopefully he'll get there. But yeah, he got taken off, as we already know, from the game yesterday with Pelly. And then we were pushing and we changed a few things, went more attacking in the second half and whatnot, but we just weren't able to score a goal from open play, and that is the issue right now. Although we created, I think it was like 20 shots at goal, we're not having clear-cut opportunities. We're not having like golden opportunities that, should be 1-0, should be 2-0, should be 3-0. And when we do eventually get those opportunities, we're just missing them, and we need to be taking them. We're yet to score a goal from open play yet. I think Match of the Day highlighted it quite well, where Alfie had an opportunity, he shot, and it was probably going into the far corner, but Morris just got in the way of it, and it was blocked by our own player. It did look like it was actually going in, which is gutting to see. We obviously had a few chances with a few headers, put a few crosses into the box, which went, we were causing Wolves plenty of problems. Wolves weren't amazing. I was expecting a much better Wolves side, even before the red card. But then obviously the red card does change the whole game a little bit. It puts us, makes us go really up a gear a little bit more and put the pressure on. Was it a red card? Yeah, you can't do that in the modern day. You can't lash out. I think if it's the other way around, I'll still be saying it's a red card. You can't be doing what you're doing. Lockyer was very smart, deliberately tangling his legs to the Wolves player. I know exactly what he's doing there. Trying to be smart. He was smart. Player got frustrated and kicked out, and we managed to get him sent off. It's very clever play. Wolves player will learn going forward that, yeah, you just got to be a little bit smart in those situations. Just roll around on the pitch and, get up and get on with it, basically. But then that came back to bite us a little bit, because then Lockyer was the one at fault for the goal. We did end up misplacing the pass and further up the pitch. Wolves then go and counter. Then Camber's run was a little bit blocked off by the referee, but I don't think it was too serious. So I'm not going to blame the ref there for not, you know, blowing up or whatnot. But then Lockyer has an opportunity just to clear it out for a corner or clear it out for a throw-in. And that's exactly what he should do. He's trying to be a bit too smart, and because he is, he loses the ball out to Neto, who's Wolves' best player, who probably won't be a Wolves player by the end of the season. I can definitely see him going in January because he's a very good player. And yeah, he does a bit of skill, a bit of magic, and Wolves get that first goal. Simple stuff like that, Wolves are gonna, you know, well, good players just take full advantage of, basically, is what I'm trying to say. You know, give them a glimpse and they will go, thank you very much. You know, you've given me that opportunity and we're going to take it. And that's exactly what's happened in this situation. And then shortly after, Kaminsky, he made a double save. Well done on him. Important point in the game. And then we were able to push on. And then we ended up getting the penalty. Was it handball? No, I do feel sorry for the Wolves player there, because what can you do? You're literally like Match of the Day said, I think it was 0.2 seconds away from the ball, and it hits off your inner flight onto your hand, so it does look worse. Like when I first originally looked at it, I was like, yeah, that definitely looks like handball. But the rules do state that if it's deflected off your part of your body and it hits your hand, it should not be a penalty. But then the referee hasn't followed those rules, still gave us the penalty, and then we're saying like, happy days. We're not equalising it, and you know, Morris scores the goal and we get that goal. Over the last couple of weeks, we've had penalties, shouts that have not gone for us, poor refereeing. So it's nice to see something go in our favour, which obviously shouldn't have gone in our favour, but it did. You know, I just don't get it this year. I just don't see the point of having VAR, if I'm being honest with you. We should just let the referee just make these decisions now. VAR is just absolutely clueless. I just don't see the point. I really don't. I think maybe only use VAR for offsides, but even then, that's so defining, aren't they? So I don't know. I think the best bit of technology that's been introduced in football is probably the goal line technology. But apart from that, you know, we are probably the worst country at using VAR, in my opinion. They do it so much better in Europe. I just don't get it. I really don't. The rules are just awful. They really are just simply awful. And yeah, I at the same time, you don't want to blame the referees, but how can they follow all these different stupid rule changes that happen every single season? And then you've got them 4 blokes that sit in a room and get paid, and they're watching the game over and over, watching replays, and they still can't make the correct decision. It's baffling. It really is. But anyway, we get the goal, we get a bit of luck, and yeah, we try and push on, have a few more chances. Benny then has an offside goal, which, you know, it was close, it was very close, but you know, he needs to hold his run a bit better. But then again, it was more reactionary because it deflected and whatnot. But yeah, it is what it is, and then we obviously end the game 1-1, first point of the season. It's something to build upon, it's something to use going forward, and yeah, we can take that performance into our next game against Everton, who beat Brentford 3-1 last week. So that's gone from, you know, potentially being a massive game to, well, Everton now got their first win. So we're still in desperate need for a win. We've obviously got Everton next, we've got Burnley coming up as well. So big games, so we need to take these. We need to take them. We really do. We need a win somehow. We either need to beat Everton or we need to beat Burnley. We can't go through these 2 games not winning a game of football. Otherwise, we're just going to struggle massively. And Burnley are not doing themselves any favours either by not winning a game of football so far. But yeah, those are my thoughts, guys. It's gutting that we haven't got anything more than a point. But hopefully we can use this point going forward, use that momentum going forward, and yeah, hopefully get some 3 points. My man of the match is going to be to Ogbeni for just causing Wolves players problems throughout. But yeah, those are my thoughts, and let me know what you all think down in the video comments of this video.